can't believe I'm saying this, but Joy Rogan, he completely wronged me. What was supposed to be a private, trusting connection turned into something I never imagined. He crossed a line I never thought he would. I didn't ask for this. Scandal. And I never expected it to go this far.
Look, I've been silent for too long. Blake Lively is lying. She's the one who's been spreading false accusations. I never did what she's claiming, and I can't stand by while she tries to tarnish my name. She's the one who came to me first, who sought out this situation. Now, she's trying to flip the story.
The camera zooms in on a dark, dimly lit room, the air thick with tension. There's a sense of foreboding as the silence takes over. A viral leak, a betrayal, and the truth that's about to come crashing down. This is no ordinary rumor. No small scandal. This is the kind of story that shakes Hollywood to its core, and it all starts with Blake Lively and Joy Rogan. A beloved actress and one of the most controversial figures in media, now at the center of an affair no one saw coming. The rumors had been swirling for months, whispers in Hollywood, but no one could confirm it. Until now, Blake Lively, adored by millions for her roles on screen, has found herself in the middle of a scandal involving Joy Rogan, the famous and influential podcaster. They'd been seen together at several public events, laughing, interacting closely. But was it just friendly banter, or was there something deeper? That's the question everyone's been asking. Now, we have the proof. A shocking video that exposes everything. The video itself is a bombshell. It's raw, real, and leaves no room for interpretation. There's no denying the chemistry between Blake and Joy. The way they interact, the glances exchanged, the words they speak to one another, it's all undeniable. What started as a simple exchange has now turned into something much more intimate, more personal. It's not just a rumor anymore. It's real. This is no friendly conversation. This is an affair, a secret relationship that's been carefully hidden from the public eye for far too long. But not anymore. The video is out, and with it, the truth. There's no going back now. As the video circulates, the internet explodes. Social media is flooded with reactions. Comments, memes, and debates rage on. Fans of Blake Lively are devastated. They've supported her for years, admired her for her talent, her grace, and her ability to play the perfect Hollywood role. But now...
You've been following the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they f***ed up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you are a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to fucking ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement?
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise. The whole thing's crazy. And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case.
He's going hard in the paint. But
He
that's
should.
what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did it for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real motherfuckers to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out like this.
Yeah, especially a guy like that. It was like known as being like this really sweet, nice guy.
Yep.
And then it's like, all right,
Dude,
enough.
he posted the receipts.
Oh,
he's
the
like, oh,
receipts are
remember our
crazy.
text exchange?
Well, how about she told him to, to come into the dressing room while she was breastfeeding,
With a fun
and then
ass.
part of the complaint was that he came into the dressing room while I was breastfeeding. Like, you literally have a text exchange back and forth. They just never thought that anybody was going to come out with the receipts.
Because no one's ever done it. Because everyone usually just bows
Because everyone's
down.
scared.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds A-list, Blake Lively A-list. Like, they're the queen.
They are questioning everything they thought they knew about her. How could someone they trusted to be so pure and perfect be involved in something so scandalous? And what about Joy Rogan? The man who made his career by speaking the truth to millions of followers is now the very subject of one of the biggest lies to be revealed. His image, his brand, everything is at risk. The public's reaction is nothing short of shocking. Fans are angry, confused, and betrayed. How could you? They ask. What were you thinking? They feel as though they've been lied. Too, as if the very people they looked up to had been playing them all along. This isn't just an affair. It's a complete collapse of trust. The video doesn't leave room for interpretation. It shows everything. The intimate connection between Blake and Joy, the way they speak to each other with familiarity and affection. The public now knows the secrets have been laid bare and nothing will ever be the same. Joy Rogan's team immediately jumps into damage control mode. Press releases are issued, statements are made, and attempts to downplay the video are underway. They try to paint the affair as a misunderstanding, a misrepresentation of what actually happened. But no matter how hard they try, the video has already done its damage.
I wanted to make a video to address some of the controversy that's been going on over the past few days. Now, because of this controversy, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes with these controversies, but I had them on, and because of that, I wanted to hear what their opinion is. I would most certainly be open to doing that.
Women out there that are watching, no matter what you do in life, you never, ever, ever go full Amber Heard. Blake Lively is not a good person, that she has proven herself not to be a kind person, okay? And that's largely due to the fact that she is a modern feminist, and so she has to create struggle where there just isn't any, okay? She has a track record of being difficult to work with, from Armie Hammer, who got fired from Gossip Girl because he said during a dinner that she was a bitch, regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, when I just recognize that they are up on their high horses and that they potentially treat people very badly and that really they're bored and rich. I have not seen a case so open and shut in my life. And the more that I read and the more details that I get into, I'm just shocked at how many lies were told, okay? This is about that narrative that I think they instantly started spinning. I believe that they are going to be able to prove in court that this was personal Ryan Reynolds versus Justin Baldoni.
The truth has been exposed. Rogan, who spent years building a reputation on his openness and transparency, now finds himself caught in the very hypocrisy he's so often called out. His image, once solid and unshakable, is now faltering. Rogan, in an attempt to regain control, addresses the media. His usual charisma is missing, his voice faltering, his body language defensive. "There's no truth to these allegations," he says, but his words fall flat. The public is no longer buying it. They've seen the video. They've seen the way Blake and he interact, the chemistry that goes beyond mere friendship. It's there for everyone to see, undeniable and raw. Rogan may try to deny it all he wants, but the video has exposed the truth. The world has already seen it, and no amount of damage control can erase that reality. Meanwhile, Blake Lively's silence only adds to the drama. Her team has yet to make a public statement, and her fans are growing restless. The pressure is mounting, and the speculation is only getting louder. Why hasn't Blake spoken out? Why hasn't she addressed the video? The silence feels like an admission of guilt. The public is waiting, watching, hoping for an explanation, but instead, they are met with only deafening silence. Blake's image as the golden girl of Hollywood is now in jeopardy. Fans, once supportive, are beginning to question her integrity. Has she been hiding her true self this whole time? Was she involved in this affair knowingly? Or was it an accident? Something she never intended to let go public? The days drag on, and Blake's social media becomes a quiet battlefield. Her last post, a carefully curated picture of her on set, now seems like a distant memory. Comments flood in, asking for an explanation, demanding answers. But there's nothing, no statement, no response. The silence is growing louder, and the fans are growing impatient. Some defend her, hoping that she's just waiting for the right time to explain herself. Others, however, feel betrayed. They've been let down by someone they once admired. It's as if the Blake Lively they knew is no longer the same person. And that's the hardest part for many to swallow. How could she be so different from what they imagined? The media keeps turning the heat up. Every outlet has covered the affair. Every tabloid, every celebrity news source, and social media platform are buzzing with the latest updates. As the scandal grows, the fallout spreads. Blake's career, once on the rise, now faces an uncertain future. Producers and directors are beginning to reconsider her place in Hollywood. She's been typecast as the darling of the screen, the woman everyone can root for. But how long can she hold on to that title when her personal life has been laid bare for the world to see?
Is my favourite story, I think, in showbiz this year. The Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake.
For Joy Rogan, the pressure is no less. His podcast, once a trusted source of conversation, is now under fire. Listeners who once tuned in to hear his thoughts on the world are now questioning whether they can trust his opinions at all. Rogan has always been a man who prided himself on honesty and openness. But now that image is in tatters. How will he recover from this? How will he rebuild his reputation when the very foundation of it is now in question? The question on everyone's mind is whether Blake and Joy will ever come clean. Will they admit to their involvement? Or will They continue to deny the undeniable. The pressure on both of them is immense, and time is running out. Each passing day adds more fuel to the fire. Hollywood is watching closely, as are the
Look, I've been silent for too long. Blake Lively is lying. She's the one who's been spreading false accusations. I never did what she's claiming, and I can't stand by while she tries to tarnish my name. She's the one who came to me first, who sought out this situation. Now, she's trying to flip the story.
their fans. Will Blake's career survive this scandal? Will Joy ever be able to recover from the damage done to his reputation? Blake finally addresses the situation, but her response is not the one anyone expected. In a carefully written Instagram post, she vaguely acknowledges the affair, but stops short of offering a full apology. She expresses regret, but avoids taking full responsibility. It's a deflection, a vague attempt to soothe the public, but it's not enough. Fans are divided. Some praise her for acknowledging the situation, while others feel that she's not being honest enough. The public, who were expecting a full revelation, are left feeling unsatisfied. Once again, Blake has failed to fully explain herself. And that, in itself, is the real betrayal. Meanwhile, Joy's response is equally evasive. He continues to defend him. I can't believe I'm saying this. But Joy Rogan, he completely wronged me. What was supposed to be a private, trusting connection turned into something I never imagined. He crossed a line I never thought he would. I didn't ask for this. Scandal. And I never expected it to go this far. Himself, claiming that the video was taken out of context, but the cracks in his story are becoming more apparent. He can't hide behind his usual confident facade anymore. The video has done its damage, and no amount of spin can undo what has been exposed. He is facing the truth, and the truth, once revealed, is hard to escape. The entertainment industry watches as this scandal plays out, waiting to see how both Blake and Joy will handle the fallout. Both of their careers are at risk, and only time will tell if they can recover. The public's trust has been broken, and rebuilding that trust is no easy feat. Blake and Joy will have to work hard to regain the respect they've lost. The Brahmapternap of the affair is far from over. As Blake and Joy face the public scrutiny, the industry that once hailed them is now questioning their every move. For Blake, the golden girl of Hollywood, this scandal has threatened to upend everything she's worked for. What was once her picture-perfect life is now shattered. The tabloid headlines are merciless.
Then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously, and it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
Calling her a hypocrite, a woman who's deceived her fans for years. Behind the scenes, Blake's team works tirelessly to salvage her career, but with each passing day, the pressure grows. Her upcoming movie roles are now in jeopardy. Some producers hesitate to continue their collaborations, unsure whether associating with her is still a smart move. The calls and meetings with agents that once came regularly have dwindled. Hollywood is a business, and in business, image is everything. Blake has now become a liability in an industry that thrives on clean, untarnished reputations. Can she bounce back? Can she reinvent herself after this scandal, or will her career be marked by this affair forever? At the same time, Joy Rogan's world is crumbling. Once hailed as a man who could take down the biggest names with his fearless commentary, he now faces the fallout of his own actions. The podcast that brought him fame is losing listeners. His fan base, once loyal and expansive, is beginning to fragment. There are those who defend him, claiming that the scandal is overblown, but their voices are growing quieter with every new piece of evidence that emerges. Joy's charm, which once captivated millions, is now being questioned. His attempts to regain his previous stature feel forced, inauthentic. Can he rebuild what he's lost, or will this affair forever taint his public persona? Rogan's press conference is nothing short of a disaster. He comes out swinging, denying every accusation, painting himself as the victim in a media frenzy. This is all a smear campaign, he claims. Blake and I have been unfairly targeted. But the cameras catch something that can't be ignored, the lack of conviction in his voice, the way his eyes dart nervously. For the first time, Joy. Rogan seems unsure of himself. His words feel hollow, and the public is starting to sense that. Meanwhile, Blake's silence continues to haunt her. Her Instagram remains eerily quiet, with only a cryptic post about learning from the past and moving forward. The ambiguity of her message leaves fans hungry for answers. They are demanding more, but Blake continues to withhold the full truth. Her carefully crafted public persona is beginning to unravel. The soft-spoken, poised actress now appears cold and distant, unable to face the storm she has created. In the court of public opinion, it's clear that Blake and Joy are both on trial. The public is not easily swayed. Trust, once broken, is difficult to rebuild. For both of them, the pressure to maintain their status is immense. Fans of Blake Lively, who have supported her through thick and thin, feel betrayed. They don't know who she is anymore. What happened to the Blake they admired? And for Joy, those who once hung on his every word now wonder if his opinions can still be trusted. How could a man who claimed to be so open and transparent keep such a monumental secret? The industry's reaction is no less intense. Hollywood producers, directors, and agents who once saw Blake as the next big thing now view her with suspicion. The deals that once seemed guaranteed are now uncertain. Can she make a comeback? Or has the damage done to her reputation become too much to overcome? The truth, once revealed, has cast a long shadow. The entertainment industry is a fast-moving world, but it can also be unforgiving. Time will tell whether Blake can rebuild her career or whether she'll fade into the background. A casualty of the scandal she tried to keep secret. As for Joy, his podcast network is now under fire. Sponsors begin pulling out. Advertisers who once lined up to associate with his show are now backing away, not wanting to be linked to the controversy. The brand that Rogan worked so hard to build is at risk of crumbling. His podcast, which was once a platform for open discussion, is now the epicenter of a scandal. The trust he cultivated with his listeners is fading, and with it, his influence. Can he weather this storm and find redemption, or will the affair be the defining moment of his career?